Alright guys, welcome back to The Raven, the legacy of a master thief. Right, examine the locked door. Let's take a look at that.
A thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it.
Maybe. Examine Professor Lucien.
He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum.
Yeah, that does seem strange that he wasn't really bothered about the break-in. Right, I don't really want to talk to him, so let's keep moving then. I should barge past him, Professor Lucien. Let's go try and find the steward. Right, black loading screen.
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure.
So she's the author of the book A Vicarage in the Manor. Right, what is she doing here? Or fellow passenger? What is she doing here?
May I
Where's she
ask
going?
what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
No way! Does he not know then the old wretch was killed off in the books, even though he's got all the books from her? Right, where's she travelling to? Fellow passengers, where's she travelling to?
Are you travelling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I travelled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see.
Right, okay. Fellow
As
passengers.
a writer, you must be very observant, am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
The archaeologist. The violinist. Shall we go for the archaeologist? I think we should, but there's a bar over there. I want to go over there and have a drink. But we'll ask about the archaeologist first.
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward. And since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course.
Oh no, he took 2 biscuits! How could he take 2 biscuits without asking? That is so wrong. The violinist.
Did you notice the blonde man with the violin
Dear, dear.
case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Alright, so we now know the name of the violinist sat back in the other carriage. His name is David Kreutzner. Kreutzner? Sounds kind of German. Other passengers.
Did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it? Your chance?
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Ronald? Who the hell is Ronald? Okay, so let's take a look around here. Examine the glass of toothpicks. Do we really need to? Let's do it
The
anyway.
steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Nice to know. Alright, let's head to the bar then. Come on, Constable. Let's get moving. Alright, what we got here? Look behind the bar. Yeah, let's look behind the bar.
I
Let's
suppose
grab
the
ourselves a
steward
drink.
won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
Maybe we can take some biscuits as well. Let's examine the bowl then.
Butterscotch. I've
Butterscotch.
loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
I can imagine that. Damn. And there's a coffee machine there. No, I don't want to go back. Let's take a look in the drawer.
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Locked.
Oh, of course.
Where could he be?
Examine the notepad.
Pad on which the steward writes orders. Empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today.
How about we use the pencil? I'll take the
need
notepad.
the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
Alright. What about the old trick? Rub the pencil across that. No? Examine the
The
scissors.
steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages. These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it. I need a bit of wire or something like that to pick the lock.
Right, we're looking for some wire to open up that drawer, but obviously the toothpick isn't going to do that. Can we use that on anything else? I don't think we can. Nope. Examine. Oh, examine the radio.
Radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
And we can turn the radio on. Oh, we got an achievement. Music lover. I sure am. And we can take the butterscotch sweets.
If I just suck it.
Beautiful. Take some of those for later. There must be a way of getting into that fridge compartment sort of thing. Wallet, can we... No, we can't do anything with that wallet. Put that back into our back pocket. Just one more try. Nope, okay. Let's go have a chat, shall we? Looking very suspicious. Dr. Jebhard? Pardoned? I think that's how you pronounce it. We groove on over. Hello, buddy.
Ah, Mr...
Zellner.
Right. How can I help you?
Anything suspicious? Robbery in London. Conductor.
Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
Where the hell is he? I bet it's through that other door that's just beyond his face there. Anything suspicious?
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legrand is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
Cash box. Interesting.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed.
Indeed. We'll ask him about the robbery in London, and then we'll say
Any news
goodbye.
about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
Newspaper. We are going to hunt down that Raven. We're going to take him out. Right, newspaper.
May I borrow your newspaper?
You can
Yes,
take
give it to me.
section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You caught me out.
Here you go.
Uh-oh, caught red-handed.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Yeah, it really was. What? So we had 2 newspapers? So we've now got one? Right, let's go outside then. Let's go find this, this conductor. The steward. So we can get the keys to unlock the door. For Professor. Right, enter the... Oh. Examine the ladder.
The ladder leads up to the roof. It would
Oh,
be
it doesn't,
suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed. The wind, tunnels... No, I'll stay down here.
Not in a James Bond movie. Right, okay. Going to the saloon car. Well, I think we've just come from there, haven't we? Yep, so we're going to be entering the freight car. Here we go.
I strongly suspect that the door is locked.
Are you for real?
No, it's open.
Oh, right. Sweet. We're in. Open sesame.
Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce... Constable Robert Oliver from the Yard. This is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
It was a trap.
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo.
Someone has done his homework. Well done, Constable.
Raven's hair.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
That would be really interesting if there were several ravens instead of just the one. How cool would that be?
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out.
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Understood.
Right, well, what we'll do, we'll leave them to it. Whatever they was doing. Together.
An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Cool. Alright, okay, so we need to go back then. Is there anything around here though? Anything else that we can probably click on? Examine the ladder, we've already done that. Right, okay, well, let's go back into the saloon car. Something might have changed in here. No, he's still sat there. The steward is still nowhere to be found. We don't want to look behind the bar. Alright, come on, buddy. Constable. Here he comes. Look at his little cheeky face. Right, let's go back into the next car then. Right, here is Professor Lucien. I wonder now if I can maybe use the toothpick on the door? Or maybe the pencil? No? Okay. Can we go back into the next room? He's coming down the hallway. Barge him out of the way! Boosh! Right, okay. So, talk to the violin. I'm going to take the book that he was reading. I'm going to go back to the woman and get her to sign it if she can.
Should I ask for an autograph? That would be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand...
You got to take advantage of it, buddy. Is there anything around here? Just the violinist. Oh, look out the window. Can we actually do that?
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Oh, we can open the window. Check that out.
Would you be so kind as to close the window? I don't want to sit in the dark. Oh, pardon me.
What a douche. Alright, okay, well, what we'll do then, we'll go back to the author, get her to sign my book, and then we'll end the episode there. And we'll keep moving on. Don't mind me, buddy. Just passing by. I have a book to be signed. Alright, give me the book. See what she says.
Lady Westmacott,
Yes?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but only a small one.
What a bitch.
You are welcome.
Thank you so very much.
Alright, thank you. Alright, we're going to end the episode there. When we come back, we will definitely find out where the steward is. Alright guys, see you in a bit.